All right, so big controversy coming out of Warner Brothers today. Longtime voice actor Greg Cipes, who's played the Teen Titans character Beast Boy since 2003. He played him on the original show, and he played him on Teen Titans Go. And apparently he also played him on Young Justice. I haven't watched Young Justice in a long time. I do like that show, though. It's actually a pretty decent show. At least the ones I watched was. I didn't watch the latest seasons of that. I'm talking about when it originally came out. Let me know if you've seen it and they're worth watching. Maybe I'll go and check them out. But yeah, he's claiming that he came out and said earlier this year that he was diagnosed with early onset Parkinson's disease, and then claims that Warner Brothers terminated him almost immediately after. That is some cold shit, man. But, then again, the business world is a cold world. I'm pretty sure you can still function fairly normally when it just starts. So it seems like firing him so soon was kind of dumb, because people really like this guy. There's a big fan movement right now, hashtag Save Beast Boy, going on, trying to get them to reinstatement. But Warner is saying that this is bullshit. And I'm going to go over both cases here. But I got to say, it's kind of shitty to do that. You come off as kind of really cold to people. And honestly, Warner Brothers needs all of the best PR that they can get right now. This is just more bad PR on top of them, because all of the media attacks Warner Brothers. Midnight's Edge did a really interesting video on that, because apparently a lot of the people in mainstream media that follow, cover entertainment for the mainstream, they don't like him very much. So they kind of use whatever they can to attack David Zaslav. So this is just another bad hit for Warner Brothers. And it just makes them look cold. It's ruthless, man. Guys comes out and says, yeah, I got Parkinson's. It sucks. Well, you're fired. Come on. It's not a very good look. It's not. But I don't think that they really care. I mean, I think they care to an extent that they've come out and tried to squash this through people that spoke to Deadline. But let's go over this. Long-running voice actor Greg Cipes has come forward with a serious allegation against Warner Brothers. According to him, he was fired from his role as Beast Boy the day after he publicly shared his Parkinson's diagnosis, ending over 2 decades of work with DC animated projects. Yeah, that's the really bad optics here. Really, really it is. If you fired this man the day after he came out and said that, that's a shitty look. That's not a good look, man. It just highlights the shitty ruthlessness of corporations. And, thanks to social media, you can't quite get away with that kind of shit like you used to be able to. I'm sure this guy goes to conventions. All the voice actors go to conventions. And if they're really liked, they usually have long lines. I would be willing to bet this guy has a nice little fan base that listen to him and go and see him at cons and shit. They're going to speak out. And apparently they are, because they're rallying under this hashtag Save Beast Boy. Now, Warner Brothers is coming out and saying that this isn't the full story. While he's framing the firing as retaliation for disclosing his illness, sources connected to Warner Brothers tell a different story. According to Deadline, via The Wrap, insiders insist the move was not about Parkinson's at all. Instead, they claim Beast Boy was being recast due to creative and performance considerations. The reports suggest that he already recorded lines for a different character in the series. Warner Brothers discussed a possible development deal with him for future projects. The studio did not remove other longtime cast members and has no official policy excluding actors with health conditions. I'm not sure how legal that is, especially if they qualify for a disability because of the Americans with Disabilities Act. This is all foreign stuff to me. This is a good question for an attorney on how legal this is, because they're saying in this article that there's really no law saying that they can't do it, but the U.S. does prohibit firing someone solely due to a medical condition, and Parkinson's qualifies as a protected disability. So if he pursues legal action, Warner Brothers could face a very public fight over workplace protections in Hollywood. So they could get sued. If he can prove, and I'm thinking that he might be able to, but, we'll see. If he can prove that they fired him right after he announced that, they're screwed. I don't know what kind of receipts you would need to provide for that. Maybe, so if he posted it and he got a phone call, and I don't know about California, if it's two-party state or whatever with recording, and he recorded them firing him after that comes out. If he can prove that, that would be pretty damning. And I got to say, this story about creative differences, that sounds like a load of shit. What's the creative difference to replace Beast Boy and not the other characters in the same show that I guarantee you is not breaking up its formula? It's a gag show with Teen Titans characters, which is fine. I don't have a problem with this show existing. I think kids like it. It is what it is. I'd rather have the original series, but this is the series that's lasted. So it's me, not the show. I don't think. It's not for me. But I recognize that people do like it. But I think it's bullshit. That we just creatively decided to all of a sudden change him. I think the guy might have a case here. He just has to prove it. And that's the big thing, right? I mean, they're going to deny. Oh, we offered you a different role. What is that? A guy that shows up once a season to say, hey, want some tacos or something? I don't know. I think he might kind of have him here. But, you never know. I've seen some wild shit happen with lawsuits that you think would be a lock, and it's not, and they lose, or sometimes they win. But as they point out here, even if Warner Brothers insists the decision was unrelated to his health, the timing raised questions. He says he was fired as Beast Boy one day after publicly disclosing his Parkinson's. Executives have also been accused of pushing to recast his role with a sound-alike rather than rewriting Beast Boy or allowing him to continue. So for fans, it looks like discrimination, whether or not that was the intent. So, yeah, backlash is there. The optics are really bad. If he can prove this, that's going to make them look like shit. Whether you agree with them or not, that's a bad decision to make right after the dude comes out with it. At least allegedly, from what he's saying. And he seems pretty upset about it. He described it as a feeling like a death, which I could see. The guy's been playing the character for 20 years. A little over 20 years, actually. So, I think it sucks. It's a terrible thing to get diagnosed with and have. I feel for him. I don't know what you do here, but I think, I don't think the guy's not going to fall down the well in a day. I don't quite know a lot about how it works. I've seen what it does to people over time from watching Michael J. Fox for sure, but he would likely still be able to do this role for a while. And I just don't get why you don't maybe let him keep going, especially if he can still do it just fine. Just seems like a really bad move, and it's going to look bad on Zaslav, who they're always going after. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on all this. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.